Hello friends! Today is the 24th of June and it's the morning, now afternoon, after George's EU referendum / birthday party. So I don't know about the others, but me and certainly Tom have had a nice sleep in because we stayed up quite late, trying to stay up for the end of the results, didn't quite make it. So we've just been catching up on a bit of sleep. So far I haven't done anything too exciting. I will show you the aftermath of the party. So as you enter the room, you've got some lovely flags that I'm sure you saw in George's vlog, along with the EU flag. The floor has multiple spillages on it, but they were all kind of dealt with. Probably still need to clean the carpet, but it's fine. It's a party, right? That's what's supposed to happen. Oh boy, we're moving out soon. Oh dear. This is the remains of the food, which was all different foods from different countries, which was superb. I really liked that idea, and the little flags were so cute. Yeah, it was really fun. I quite enjoyed myself. The costumes were really good. I was impressed with people. George's beard was truly something to behold. I think we all really enjoyed it right up until the results started coming in. This is when things start to get a little bit tense. In case you're not aware, the overall result was to leave the EU, which I can assure you was not the decision that me and my fellow housemates put down on our ballots. I'm not hugely political. I have a stance and I have opinions, but I am no way active on social media in that respect or anything like that. But that is not to say I don't have opinions on this. I am going to try and express some, but it probably won't come across as well as, say, George could put it across, who just is very good at articulating these sorts of things. In fact, he wrote a really good Facebook post about it that was just really well said, and I very much enjoyed it. But I won't read that out to you, it's a bit long. I'll just say some of the things I'm thinking. So I was just thinking of taking you through my 3 main points, which I will list for you now. Number 1, ah shit. Number 2, fuck. And number 3, oh boy. So let me just take you through these in a bit more detail. Firstly, to address our shit, looking at how the results were split. 52% leave, 48% remain. Whilst I am all in favour of democracy, I feel that's not a fair representation of an overwhelming majority. Those numbers are so close. 52% should not be allowed to speak for what the entirety of our country stands for. I understand asking for a referendum and having people of our country have a say in what we do. Like, I am a patriotic person. I love Great Britain and England, and I'm very proud to be British. I will sing God Save the Queen, and I think this is well known within the household. But I voted Remain. And a lot of Leave voters have said they voted that way because they want to make our country great again. Patriotism, stand up for what you believe in. I think there's a difference between making your country great again and voting to leave the European Union and further isolate our country due to things like a skewed view of nationalism and xenophobia, for example. But yeah, looking at the results and how close they are, it makes me wonder whether we should have had this referendum in the first place, or whether we should just let our politicians take the lead. So to move on to my next point, fuck. This talks about some of the results that are already taking effect. Obviously things like Facebook have blown up since the result. Everyone's discussing it, everyone's sharing their opinions, whether you want to hear it or not. And I have to say, quite a few people are properly overreacting as if the world is in fact ending, which is not the case, but that is in no way meaning to diminish the effects that have already taken place. For example, we have the British pound, which has dropped in worth. It's dropped to a value lower than it was in 1985, which is really saying something. Our Prime Minister has resigned. David Cameron has said his speech. I think he plans to resign in October. I think he's seeing the effect of inducing the EU referendum and what it has done to his career and our country. There has already been confirmed another Scottish referendum for their independence, and I think there's call for an Irish one. Obviously, if those go through as leave, that'll leave mighty old Great Britain as England and Wales. And then outside of Great Britain, we've got like far-right nationalist parties in the EU supporting the idea of more referendums, voting to leave. So I hate to think that we've started some sort of trend and sort of lit the spark for the demise of the EU. Okay, now my final point, oh boy, is actually about the voters themselves. Now, I know that the Remain voters were about 64% 18 to 24-year-olds, and the Leave voters were like 58% 65 years or older. As you can see, there's quite a divisive split there. Now, whether this is due to more of the younger generation not getting out to vote, whether the result is largely due to that, I don't know. I haven't seen those statistics. I haven't looked into that yet. But what I do want to say is the disgust I feel for those of an older generation who are having to live with this decision for about 20 years, deciding how our country's going to live for those who are going to grow up in it and build their careers in it, build families in it. And these are the people who are going to be really truly feeling the effect of this decision, not those who are living 20 years at the most in this new world they've created. I think this is the point I feel most passionately about. I compare it to, right, so I'm about 20 years old. I come from a conservative town, and I work in retail, and believe it or not, when I'm behind a counter and someone comes up to my counter and they're often of the older generation, they'll like to strike up a chat with me, and they'll like to make a comment on how, ooh, aren't you just partying all the time? Or, ooh, you rely on technology so much these days. And it's often the insinuation that my generation is lazy. I hate this sentiment so much. Just moved setting because Maria and George came home, and I thought I'd leave them to it and have some fun without me chatting on in the background. So I'll just carry on. Yeah, as far as I know, the majority of my generation are breaking their fucking necks to try and get the best grades they can in order to go into further education, in order to get internships and volunteer, all just to get a job, a good job, in order to earn enough money to survive in the bullshit economy that the baby boomers created. And they're the ones that are accusing us of being too lazy. Well, it's not like back in their day. Like, sorry, Valerie, but, you know, I can't work in a post office for a few years and then afford a house. It's different. And that is something I think is mirrored in this referendum result. People don't realise it's a different world, and it's a different generation's future you've got in your hands. And I don't think that was considered, and that really pisses me off. I think it's another example of the younger generation having to deal with the older generation's mistakes. But yeah, this is the day after. A lot has happened so far, but it is still just the day after. Things could improve slightly in certain areas, but I think it's safe to say it is fairly shit. But anyway, those are some words. I didn't articulate them too well, but I thought I should probably say something. There you go. Now on to the rest of the day. I am going to go make some food, probably watch some Orange is the New Black until Tom arrives again. He has just gone to campus to do some boring stuff, hand in a form, apparently to get paid. You know, he does things. And then I think it'll be a nice night of takeout, and then I'm going for drinks with my friend from Inklings later. So got that to look forward to. So it is about 7:15. I'm still angry about the EU referendum results, but I've had a shower, so I'm feeling a little bit cleaner. Waiting for Tom to come over now. We're going to have a very relaxed evening with some takeout or Deliveroo or something like that. Play some games, watch something, cuddle lots. My drinks with my friend got cancelled because he has like work to do, but it just means I can have a nice chilled evening in, which is quite nice. And thrash Tom at Mario, which will occur soon. So I've been joined by people downstairs, and Maria has just informed me that George has tried to kiss her whilst being Pingu. I'm going to let them take the floor and tell the story.
Right. I wanted to kiss Maria, but she was too far away and she wouldn't let me kiss her. She was doing that thing where she's like, but then, you know, won't actually let me get close enough to kiss her.
Sure.
And so I remembered how in Pingu, when he goes, doo doo, his beat goes really long.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. That's
so
correct.
I went, doo doo, in the hope that it'll make my mouth go really long.
With your lips.
Could
Could you give a little demonstration there, George?
Doo doo.
What a smart idea.
It
It
worked.
was fun because we were like, I was being all teasing, you know, and you're like, ooh, oh, and
Oh, yeah, I love
I
that.
don't kiss you. Yeah, but then, so I was like this, and then George just went,
Doo doo.
but I lost it. So he thought it worked, but I just lost my tease. He got me to sing Hello Be High Stew twice all the way through.
How?
I don't know why. Like, why did you enjoy that?
You started it.
I never started
And then,
it.
you know, it went on for a while. By the end, I was just like, I was all snuggled up and I had my eyes shut and I was just enjoying the sound of the music and I was a bit sad when it went away. So I had to do it again.
What a beautiful tale. Hello, friends. I'm still mad about the EU referendum. But I've made a mistake. Excuse me.
Yeah, I feel like you would definitely win on that. Oh yeah.
That's alright then.
Continue with your vlog.
So before I was previously interrupted by my fellow housemates, me and Tom have decided to get Deliveroo. I don't know what to get. And now they're just looking at a package for the neighbours because they're really nosy.
A package.
A package! Eh. We ordered Deliveroo! No, Deliveroo! We went with a roast. A classic for our first one from the Yorkshire Roast Company, hashtag no ad. Now we're going to play a bit of the Super Mario Brothers. Earlier I said I was going to thrash Tom at it. I realised that I made a mistake. It's a cooperative game. I made a mistake there, my bad. We just smashed the first level, which was entirely expected as it was very easy. Fuck you. He lost a life, but you know. What do you expect? So our Deliveroo just arrived. Can you guess where from? We've just been playing Super Mario Brothers. It's very fun. We're going to return to that after we've eaten.
So much better than George and Maria.
I mean, okay. We're watching Brooklyn We're watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I'm so excited for this. It smells really nice. I have a sticker on my head because Tom put it there because we went from the roast company from Deliveroo. It was very good food. But we're very full. How full are you?
Very full.
We're very full. I'm going to play Mario again now. Okay, so it is now the 25th of June. It's the next day. I may not have finished the vlog yesterday. And I'll tell you why. I was so tired. And so me and Tom came upstairs and we just cuddled for ages in the dark and then he left. You know, because he has an early morning tomorrow, I had to get back to his house. And so I just fell back asleep and I didn't do the vlog. I apologise for that. You were missing out on great content. Basically what we missed was some cuddling in the dark. I spilt some water on my desk, so I was getting out the hairdryer and drying like cards people had given me recently. And you missed me sneezing quite a bit. So, you know, a thrilling night for us all. Tonight I am taking my dad to York Theatre Royal to see a production of Brideshead Revisited, which I'm hoping he will love. So I've got that going on tonight, but I won't vlog it. This is someone else's day. And I think that's about it, really. So right about here is where I'd say goodnight, friends, but this is the morning, so complications have occurred. I think I'll just go with goodbye, friends. Gosh, I'm giddy. What's that vlogging about? Is it vlogging? It's going!